Mandy and I welcome you back to The Chosen's Blended Harmony of the Gospel. We are on day 17, part 2. Jesus prophesies his death and resurrection and tells us to take up your cross. We're in Matthew 16, starting with verse 21. We're talking about how Jesus is going to prophesy about his death and resurrection. From then on, Jesus began to point out to his disciples that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem and be rejected and suffer many things from the elders, chief priests, and scribes, be killed, and be raised on the third day. He spoke openly about this. Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. "Oh no, Lord, this will never happen to you." Jesus turned and rebuked Peter. "Get behind me, Satan. You are a hindrance to me because you're not thinking about God's concerns, but human concerns. Take up your cross." Calling the crowd along with his disciples, he said to them, "If anyone wants to follow me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life because of me and the gospel will save it. For what does it benefit someone to gain the whole world and yet lose his life? What can anyone give in exchange for his life? For whoever is ashamed of me and my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, the Son of Man will also be ashamed of him when he comes in his glory and the glory of his Father with the holy angels, and then he will reward each according to what he has done." Then he said to them, "Truly I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom with power." Okay, first of all, let's go back and look at how he's prophesying about his death and resurrection. He's pointing out that he's going to go and suffer many things from the elders, chief priests, scribes, and be killed and raised on the third day. He spoke openly about this, and then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. "Oh no, Lord, this will never happen to you." And Jesus turned and rebuked Peter. "Get behind me, Satan. You are a hindrance to me because you are not thinking about God's concerns, but human concerns." So at first this seems a little rough. Peter's just like, "No, Lord, this won't happen to you." Like he was thinking, "I'm going to protect you. I'm not going to let you be, abused by them and killed and all of that." But what Jesus was saying, "Get behind me, Satan," he just didn't want anyone or anything to stop God's plan for us, which is salvation, which can only happen if he is whipped and killed and crucified and then had a chance to rise again. So Peter, in trying to help Jesus from a worldly point of view, I would want to help that way too. I wouldn't want anybody, my friends, to be whipped and beaten and crucified. But Peter didn't understand the bigger plan. So that's why he said that, because anything that is stopping the plan is of the world and the devil. Anything that's helping God with his plan is of God. So that's, when I was little, I always thought that was so mean to call him Satan, but that's what he's getting at. And we can thwart his plan too. And I hope every day that I am not thwarting his plan, that I am helping his plan come to be. And then the part about taking up your cross. "If anyone wants to follow after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. For whoever wants to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life because of me and the gospel will save it. What does it benefit someone to gain the whole world and yet lose his life?" And that is important. We do need to take up our cross and follow him. And following him isn't easy. Some people think, "Oh, if I become a Christian, my life will be so easy and fun." Sometimes not. We have to do hard things. We have to stand up for the truth. We have to do the right thing when everyone else is doing the wrong thing. When we were younger and in school, all the people would be gossiping about someone, and it was up to us to stand up and say, there is something good about that person. And that happens even now, I guess, too. But, it is hard to stand up for Jesus sometimes, but it's so important, because why would I want to give up heaven by siding with anybody or anything or any government or any idea on this earth and lose my soul? I always want to be siding with Jesus. That is the most important thing, to have us being on his side and not the world side. So take a look around today. Whose side are you on? Are you following Jesus and standing up for him? Or are you following the world and siding with all these crazy ideas going on? So that's kind of a good little check for all of us to do today. Whose side am I really on? Am I willing to give up my life? I am. I would stand up and say I believe in Jesus and get shot, and my next breath would be in heaven forever. And you won't even remember what's going on down here. Remember, people, your life is like this little bitty blip. Even 75 or 100 years is a very small blip on the screen of your life compared to the line that goes forever of eternity. So I hope you don't give up and have fun or get on the side over here just to satisfy this little bit of 75 years and give up eternity, because that would be heartbreaking, my friends. So let's not give up our salvation and eternity. And then this last line, he says, "Truly I tell you, there are some standing here who will not taste death until they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom with power." I believe that was for Peter, James, and John, who a little bit later got to see the transfiguration when God kind of peeled back Jesus' humanity and showed that he was fully the Son of God. So they got a little taste of that. So I hope today you remember that you're on God's side, but it's worth to take up your cross, my friend, because living for him is the way to do it. And remember, living down here for him, even if it's painful and we're carrying our cross for those little 75 years or however long we're alive, is worth it if we get eternity in the end. So I hope you put your faith in him, because he is the Christ, the Son of the living God, and he wants you to be on his side. So have a good day thinking about all of that, and come back again tomorrow, my friends, for more Harmony of the Gospels by The Chosen. We're reading through the whole New Testament in chronological order, and I hope you're learning a lot. I know I am. And come back again tomorrow for more. We'll see you then. You can get your own copy of A Blended Harmony of the Gospels by The Chosen simply by going to thechosengifts.com. There you can find all kinds of wonderful merchandise to help build your faith this year. Be sure to check out their devotionals and their Bible studies. Have a blessed day.